morning everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read this morning. So let's see what the bonus read is bringing us today. Four of Cups jumping out here. So receiving an offer that you're not really interested in here. The Four of Cups signifies boredom. It's the card of ennui. It's the card of just not finding things satisfying at this time. Okay, so you're moving away from something here with the Six of Swords. It's just funny, isn't it, how the little cards jump out while you're shuffling and they tell a story in themselves. You don't really need a whole lot of cards to be able to tell a story. But some people moving away from things that aren't serving them there. So that's sort of a little bit of clarification from the What's Cracking reading this morning. People understanding their own value. Okay, so I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot for this reading. So if you're wondering which deck I'm using, that's the Thelema Tarot. Okay, and we have the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor is a person who has worked their way to the top. So the perceived top. I guess there is no top really, is there? They are well educated. They are very knowledgeable. They are quite powerful in their own way. So they represent people in our community, in our families, who have really sort of made their way in the world, that have a lot of wise things to say or a lot of knowledge around things. This could be you're dealing with an Aries too, because it does represent the sign of Aries. Now the Emperor can be at his sort of far-reaching point a little bit controlling because of his own personal power. So you could be dealing with someone who's a little bit pushy, a little bit dominant, who doesn't realize perhaps that they can be a little bit controlling at times. Two of Wands coming in here. So the Two of Wands talks about the opportunity to walk a new pathway, the opportunity to go in a different direction. The universe has opened something up for you. So you've been through the Ace here and you're now ready to walk on a different path. You are holding back a little bit. So this new path may scare you. You may be ready to embark on a new journey with a person, but there's something here that's sort of making you a little bit reluctant to move forward. We do have the Judgment card here. So this could be someone here from your past. It could be an old relationship that you're being given an opportunity to move into. But this could be that you're seeing things differently after going through some sort of awakening or some sort of new revelation of something and the way it looks. Maybe you're viewing things in a very different light now to what you were before, and this is making you a bit more reluctant to move forward. And with that Four of Cups at the beginning, it could be an offer that's being made that you are choosing either to walk away from or to review because it's not the sort of offer you want to accept. I do have the Six of Cups, which really gives rise to this person being somebody from your past or somebody who's been brought back in for you. Now, the Emperor can represent the masculine in the twin flame relationship. So it could be a divine masculine that's coming back in here, but for some unknown reason, perhaps with all the lessons you've learned and all the opportunities you've had here, and quite possibly some sort of rebirth, revelation or epiphany, you're not looking at this person the same way anymore. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's like you're seeing people differently here because of now the experiences you've been through, which sort of is very in line with the whole twin flame relationship, because a lot of people feel that the twin flame relationship is about, you know, having a very strong romantic relationship with someone, but it's not. It's a far deeper relationship with a person who has come in the first place to help you reveal those parts of yourself, to work on those parts of yourself that aren't serving you, so that you can move forward as a better version of yourself. So they're there to give you an awakening. And that's why very often with twin flames there seems to be some sort of encounter or some sort of meeting to start off with that doesn't go well, and then you find from the grief and the loss of that person, you're creating a new version of yourself. So they help you to peel back some of the ego and some of the learnings you had through your lifetime to help you become the person that you were meant to be. And we've been getting this a lot lately with this whole idea of people still carrying around old wounds, old hurts and pains, old ideas and views of doing things a certain way without actually realizing that that's what they're being drawn to discard or move away from so they can become a better version of themselves. So often soulmates and twin flames are there for that reason rather than just the relationship side of things. So when things, for example, when things break off, you may have had from childhood a fear of abandonment or attachment issues due to the way that you were parented. So when that relationship breaks off, it brings all of those things to the surface, all of your childhood traumas, the rejection, the abandonment, the attachment. It brings it all to the surface for you to work on. So it becomes a very difficult time for you to work through that stuff, to remember who you truly are. But that is the whole idea of that, is to bring it all to the surface so you can work on it and move through it. Now, if you've gone through that practice and you've gone through those lessons and someone comes back in, then you would expect they've been through the same thing in their own relationships. And that's why sometimes people end up with karmic partners, because they haven't seen it through their own eyes with you, but then the universe will give them another lesson where they're treated perhaps in the same way or go through the same experiences to help them awaken. But there can't be a crossing paths of those two people until the work is done. Because the two people together, especially in the twin flame relationship, have got a greater purpose on the earth. So that may be a healing purpose, it may be a teaching purpose, but with two forces together, undeniably the strength they have will take the universe forward. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of it now, because we're all being sort of moved. The universe itself is starting to shift because of these relationships. That's why we're seeing a lot more people coming to spirituality, because they're discarding their old ideas around perhaps some of the views they've been given when they were young that no longer serve them. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles coming up first. So this can represent a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. The Queen of Pentacles, though, even though she's a little bit sort of focused on her material goods, she's more interested in the world around her. She's very much connected to the earth. She's part of the earthly realm. This is someone who's very practical, someone down to earth, someone who in the old judgmental way was sensible and knew what they wanted in the future. And even though her money is there, she's not really focusing on the money. She's focusing outside of that. So it's more about the security and stability rather than the financial gain here. And look what we have, folks, the Tower again. So it's making an appearance in all the readings at the moment. So I figure that we've got a lot of learning to do here. The Tower comes in when it's time to break down your old ideas. Let go of the things that no longer serve you and start to rebuild your life from a more informed, greater perspective. So you have a better version of yourself that's being born out of this rubble here. So the Tower can sometimes hit as something dramatic, tangible. You could be sort of in a position where you have to move house. You've lost someone dear to you. You may have to, relocate for work. It can be something tangible. But in my experience, it's more around having the realizations that your life, the way it is not leading you in the direction you want it to. So this is about doing that soul searching, looking for, what is it about your life that you haven't achieved or got to a point that you thought you would have at this time in life, and being able to sort of ground it all and go right back to the beginning and start again with a different version of yourself. I know that sounds really sort of deep and dark, but it may be something quite simple. They're bringing to mind bullying here, because I think it's a really big one for many of us. who were bullied badly in our childhoods, who probably were bullied by the people around us in our own families. Went out into the world, we got bullied at work, we got bullied by the people that we built relationships with. And it's sort of like that constant realization that no matter what you do, you seem to have people around you who want to take control of you, who want to push you around, who want to treat you poorly. And then all of a sudden you have this realization one day that the reason people do that is because of their jealousies and their hurts and their own pains, and reflecting that on you. And the idea is for you to understand that enough to stop that from happening. So understanding how these people sort of pick you out, how they target you for that sort of behavior. And then you start to make changes, because you start to realize then that it's not you that's doing that, it's them. It's a huge realization. Okay, Four of Pentacles. So some of you not accepting now this idea of hanging on or clinging on to these old ideas that don't serve you anymore. The Four of Pentacles can mean you're blocking yourself off from this energy too. So some of you maybe not embracing this Tower energy and moving forward, especially with this Queen of Pentacles here, because the universe is asking you to go back to really understand, that there are greater things in the world rather than what you're striving for or aiming for. And if you want to strive or aim for more, then it starts with you rebuilding your idea of who you are. So it's like you need to do this. You need to let go and look inside yourself to see what you truly are made of here. Oh, nice. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. Okay, Major Arcanas, High Priestess, the Empress. Wow, I love it. And the Three of Swords. Okay, so for some of you here, this going inside and really understanding your own power is quite hard, because some of you are having to sort of wade through past pain here that you would rather not have to go through. Some of you could have experienced some sort of hurt and pain. I feel like we're just doing the What's Cracking reading again. And I think obviously with the Tower here, this is something that the universe wants me to address this morning. I think that some of you have perhaps recently been through some sort of pain and heartbreak, which is pulling down this structure of yourself that you've built. And you're learning here to let go of things, because you're coming up as the Empress, which means that you're starting to understand the divine feminine within you, whether you are masculine or whether you're male, whether you're male or female, this divine feminine energy of rebirthing, of bringing something new into the world, but also understanding, your own vulnerability and how you display or show love. For many of you, when you go through this sort of energy of heartbreak, pain, and, suffering, you close yourself down. You don't really open up to love. And because of the, idea here with this Tower, maybe you believe if you open up to love again that you're going to get hurt again. So you bring in more pain. It's sort of that thing that Spirit always says to me, you love everyone, everything like it was the first time. You never take your baggage with you. The High Priestess here is talking about your intuition. So some of you could be dealing with a fire sign here. Strong water energy in the other reading, but very much fire reading in this one. And the Knight of Cups coming in right at the end again. So there is something here that is being brought to you or being presented to you by somebody who could possibly be somebody that the universe has brought in to show you how to do things differently moving forward. This gift that somebody's bringing you is going to help you see into how to do things differently. So I feel that it's coming with love. I don't think it's a harsh energy at all. I think that somebody around you, possibly could be somebody at work, could be somebody in your family, is delivering some sort of energy from the universe here to help you understand. Perhaps you know, some of you are very focused on, you know, making money. Oh, golly. That sort of gives me a little bit of a funny feeling in my tummy, that one. Focused on your own stability and your own security, but don't allow yourself to have the joy and fun that life can bring you in. And perhaps this person is coming in to open you up to that. That's just one sort of example there. But it's definitely clearing away this heartache and this heartbreak that's held you back from having what you want. So maybe you've gone into a whole, I'll never find love again, you know, I'll never find a person again, you know, my value is much less than that, so therefore this is the way I'm going to live. And, you know, some of that negative thinking holds you back here. So you're being taught here by someone how not to think in a negative way, how to be able to leave that negative thinking behind. Okay, so I have the Six of Cups. So again, this is someone coming in here with a lot of passion from your past. Someone who's bringing in some sort of energy for you to understand that your value is much higher than where you place yourself. Again, this could be someone from your childhood, could be a family figure, but someone here is about to deliver something that will give you an epiphany and help you move forward, help you discard the negative thinking or the things that held you back. You're having a realization here that perhaps even some of the things you say or some of the things you do hold you in place rather than releasing you. Okay, so we have the card of the Coyote here, isn't it? I love these cards. I think they're amazingly beautiful. It is the number 12. So if you've got a 12th birthday, it may be very significant for you today. Let's have a look. Okie dokie. All right. The coyote is the symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring things don't go as planned. The coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears that you'll get everything you want, only to find that coyote brings the opposite of what you had hoped for. The lessons offered by coyote may first appear confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good. This is this person that's coming in to bring you this invitation. If coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointment, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to the Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you're being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this, coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure you are ready to handle what you have set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when the coyote calls your name. Great growth and understanding come to you when coyote calls your name. So something here, somebody is about to deliver that's going to help you move. It may not seem it at the time, but this is going to bring in this tower moment for you. Have a wonderful day.